Welcome back. Thought I'd give you a quick update on the red Honda Urban Express. I took the washer out and achieved 31 miles an hour with the BX31 over the stock belt. So that was a 4 mile an hour gain. Not bad, not spectacular. I was hoping for 5 or 6, but anyways, the problem with the BX31 belt is your low end goes to poop. So the BX31 came off and an AX31 came on in its place. And soon after that, I showed a picture of this to a friend of mine, and he asked me what I paid for it, and he offered me, what did he offer me? $75. Yeah, $75 more than what I paid for it on the spot. And I said, well, I've already started doing work to it. What you're seeing is how I bought it. But anyways, he wanted to buy it for his 15-year-old son. So it is officially sold, or will be tomorrow. So our speed experiment has come to an end. And he didn't want it to go any faster than 30 because his 15-year-old son would be riding it. So that's fine. I just wanted to give you an update to show you what I have done. And real quickly, you can see it's missing the top half of the battery box, which is common. I replaced the exhaust cover and painted the exhaust and the cover. New tires, new brakes, front and rear, new tires, front and rear, new front brake cable, rear brake cable adjustments. Let's head on over here and take a look at that, because this might help some people out. Let's see here. As you can see, so the rear, where am I? The rear brake cable is threaded over the headlight, behind the throttle, and the front, at least I've got it behind the throttle and the front brake cable, and then behind the turn signal and straight down to the frame. And it was original, well, when I received it, the rear brake cable was threaded, let's see here, up through here, behind the headlight and right in here. And I knew that wasn't right. So I undid it and reattached it, and then went to use it, and I really couldn't get the lever to tighten up to get the play out of the cable. And I kept adjusting it, changing it, adjusting it, changing it. Still, basically, when you use the brake lever, the whole cable would move back, and the cable housing would move back and forth, and it's supposed to stay the same. Now, as you can see on this one, this little holder, plastic holder here, is broken right there, and the cable usually goes through that. I used a zip tie and another one here. But turns out what the real problem was back here. Let's see if I can, right where you adjust the brakes, under here, inside here, there's a spring, and that spring goes to pot after a certain amount of time. So when I replaced it with a heavier gauge, longer spring, everything was solved. And there's a little guide that the spring goes into as well. So to save yourself a lot of trouble, if your rear brake mechanism is screwed up, replace that spring. That'll probably solve your problem. Also on this bike, I replaced the air box. I ended up putting the auto choke mechanism back on with all the hoses. I ended up getting one of these on eBay for like 11 bucks, Craig, so life is good, don't worry about it. And didn't get a rear fender, so we're still missing a rear fender and the top of the battery box. I thought about putting the battery under the seat, but I ran out of time. And I also, back over here. Pop the headlight from my other one into this one, and I ordered a new headlight for my other one. So I'm going to set you down. That's a good view. So anyhow, let's try to start it here. See what she's going to do. I need to adjust the idle speed on that. But anyhow, I wanted to put the auto choke mechanism back on for the choke. Let me adjust that thing real quick. I'll be right back. That sounds better. So I adjusted the idle air screw, the fuel air screw. It was at 2 1/4. Turns out I put it to 1 1/2, and I'm going to turn in the idle speed a little. And I tightened up the exhaust connection to the rear to the cylinder, so it's a lot quieter than what it was. It runs and rides great. I mean, it's a stock bike. I think I've got a rear fender coming. As far as the battery top, good luck, right? Everybody loses those. So I hate to see her go, but I've got another one, right? And I'm sure my friend's son will just have a blast riding this thing around. I'll ride it around some more tonight and deliver it tomorrow. Other than that, hey, if anybody has a rear fender or a battery top they want to send me, feel free, let me know. And as always, ride safe and be happy. Thanks.